Hey! It's that time of year again, and I know what you're thinking. Brittany is going to make some birthday video with a dumb gimmick that only she finds funny. Well, I'm 24, and I'm happy to say that I've matured. Since it looks like I'm going to stay out here for a little bit longer, I thought I'd show you around Hanoi. Just introduce you to the sights and sounds, and give you a peek into all the things in my life that I find impactful, or powerful. I guess you could call it a tour de force. Okay, seriously, let's go. I'll be honest, it's not the cleanest it's ever been in here. Interesting thing about Asia, a lot of apartments don't have built-in stovetops. So instead, you just kind of have an electronic appliance which acts as your stovetop. Same with the kettle. Hello, kettle. This is clever. Your dish drying rack is built into the cabinet and you just kind of keep your dishes there. Our wonderful, very, very large fridge, which I know it doesn't seem very big, but in Asia, this is massive. Bienvenidos al baño. Forget toilet paper. Butt hoses are all the rage. This is the living room. We are actually very lucky to have this couch because most furniture in Vietnam is wood. Like, it's just wood. Awesome desk. I wonder whose stuff this is. The beautiful art wall. Ooh. Ah. Art. I'll give you one guess as to who chose the covers, and it wasn't Fraser. It's Capuchan! Matt Smith. Flying Giraffe. Bernard. Fraser. Mr. Dovett. Mr. Fan. Mr. Pillow. Mr. Blanket. Mr. Blanket. Are you sensing a trend here? Costume change. Let's go. This is the magnificent Hanoi Botanic Gardens, which are not really gardens. It's more of a public park where people come and play games, or walk around, or play Pokemon Go. It's a really nice place, and Fraser and I like to walk around here sometimes. Okay, so I tried to take the bus, but the bus never showed up, so instead, I walked over to Home Coffee Store. It's this really cute little coffee shop that has these different rooms that are meant to look like rooms in a house, and it's really nice to just sit and work there. I would be really happy if this were my kitchen. I've never actually sat in this room, but I love those chairs! So after that, I left Home Coffee Store and decided to go to Bluebird's Nest, which is a really great example of an establishment that you have to walk down a kind of sketchy alley to get to. Once you do walk down the sketchy alley, it's really nice. It's just a matter of getting there. As you can see, it's really cool. They do music events and movie events, and they've got a nice little book corner. Very few in English, but that's okay. They've also got a nice rooftop area where this lady was having a photo shoot, so I kind of tried not to get in her way and just film in the corner. And the best part? They've got Crochet Totoro. After that, I decided to go to Bookworm, which might be the only English bookstore in Hanoi. It was closed at the time, and we don't really like it, so I didn't go in. After that, I walked over to Ailu Cat House Cafe, where you can hang out with cats, but it was also closed, so I didn't go in. After that, I decided that I would go to the Cube Board Game Cafe, which is a place where you can play board games. Unfortunately, it was also closing down, so I didn't go in. You should pose for me. Pose for me! Oh, that's a beautiful pose. Thank you. So Fraser and I live really close to the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, which isn't somewhere we really go to. Instead, we we decided to go up to Tejo, which is the expat area. They've got some nice views and also a few good restaurants.
This is Chops. It has good lunch food. We are about to eat there. Yum.
After that, we decided to go to Elle's Place, which is a kind of overpriced Western food market.
All the Western crap you could ever need.
I think it has its uses, but Fraser's not impressed.
He's bored. He's very bored.
After that, we decided to go home, obviously by the scenic route. Gotta love that lake. So my day on the bus actually started with Fraser driving me around. It was really, really rainy that day, so I decided to head over to the cathedral, which is a great French Gothic Western sort of building. Right next to it is this cafe called Eden, which is another example of those places that you have to go to an alley to get to. But once you get inside, it's really nice, there's lots of colors, and it's got a great view of the plaza outside. I really enjoy it because I get to take off my shoes there. There's a lot of really cool accessories and murals of peacocks and mandalas and things like that. And it's nice because a lot of locals will actually come here even though it's overpriced and kind of touristy, but I don't know, maybe it's just because it's a nice place for a photo shoot, as you can see here. But the view of the cathedral is really great, and it's a nice place to sit. So after that, I decided to walk over to Juan Kiem, which is the big lake in the middle of the tourist area called the Old Quarter. There are a lot of really nice things to see, some really nice paths to walk on, some traditional temples and shrines, and just a lot of really nice things to take in. There are a lot of nice, more modern places, like this really fancy mall we never go in, or Li Tai To Park, where a lot of locals hang out, or the Water Puppet Theater, which is beautiful and really interesting. There are also shopping areas, like this big plaza at the north of the Old Quarter, and let's just leave it as crossing the street here is a bit crazy. This is Kong Cafe, which is a communist-themed cafe chain, which Fraser and I have been to a few times. And this is Lantern Lounge, which is really nice, if a little bit expensive, Vietnamese food with nice decor. You'll find a lot of shops like this in the Old Quarter, but what you have to look out for are the elephant pants, because if you buy a pair and wear them here, you are just asking to be ripped off. Remember how I said you have to go down a lot of sketchy alleyways to get to nice places in Hanoi? Well, Nola Cafe is no exception. Once you get past the kind of scary little entryway, it's a really nice place with 4 or 5 split levels of outdoor and indoor seating. They've got these cool umbrellas on the top floor, and it's overall just a nice place to sit and have a tea. After I had my tea at Nola Cafe, I decided to head home, which, yes, means finally taking the bus. So this is the number 9, and it is my favorite bus here, even though it has a tendency to not show up. Once I got off the bus, I decided to go to Eddie Bar, which is an interesting West meets East meets New York City Prince, for some reason, cafe and restaurant. It's hard to put a name to it, but Fraser and I will go there to eat and enjoy the very nice floral patterns. It's got a cool atmosphere and a really nice view of the street, so we like it. After leaving Eddie and passing some locals eating dinner in the traditional way, I went into another alley, which, yes, is really okay because there are a lot of people who do that. Plus, I get to pass by this really nice temple, which is located on the water and seems to have a problem with one of its lamps. Then I passed some mom and pop shops which sell soda and candy, that sort of thing, and then I headed into yet another sketchy alleyway. You can cue the scary horror music because this is the part where I die! No, just kidding. This is just how you get to the hotel where my apartment is located. It is the end of the video because this has gotten to be about 10 minutes long, and even though there's still a lot I want to show you about Hanoi, I think it'll just have to wait for the next video. I hope you enjoyed that little walk around, and I really, really, really hope you have a great birthday. I know things are in a state of flux right now for everybody, but I just want you to know that I love you and I'm wishing you all the best over the next year. Happy birthday, Dad.